So, good afternoon, everyone. The practice of medicine is different from any other profession, and basically we understanding that, that we get from the patient. Find out everything. Others will be also in the future of these are important for us. We have to survive this world first. So each and the problems are there. Every so the problem survival in the medical profession and getting advanced, we are getting a lot of clarity about the symptoms and understanding. And there are many devices are being developed to know the patients, to know the problem, but all those are the objective. And for the because human life is a subjective life, it has to be understood very on the emotional plane, on the intellectual plane that has to be considered because they also contribute to the development of the changes in the life. And with this thing, we have Dr. Hahnemann was very much concerned about that understanding the patient in the totality. Totality means in the wholeness. And there are various misunderstanding and understanding about the wholeness of the case. So let us have a look right from the history to the present and then the practical approach that we can adopt in our medical practice. Friends, Albert Einstein has very much understood about the concept of I, besides the totality of his mental and emotional experience of perception, not prove that there must be any specific existence behind such concepts. When we think in our own concept, we don't consider the other aspects. So for understanding others, we have to remove the I within ourselves. We are succumbing to illusion produced by our self-centered language without reaching a better understanding of it. Most of so-called philosophy is due to this kind of challenge. What I see, and that is right and others are wrong. That we all have as common that we have. But as a scientific man, we have to see what other fields is better and what is common in the understanding. This is very important because what all other fields will stand to the reality. The reality and existence in and concepts of the mind are the two things. The things exist in their own reality, but we take them in a different way according to our state of the mind, according to our philosophy that we have understood, according to our mental experience. So many factors are associated with it. So we should getting away from the I is important factor of our life. Everything matters. Nothing is can be good or nothing is bad. This is a very important thing. The universe is approximately 15 billion year old. 15 billion year old. Just you know how much knowledge, how much things there, and how much things might have happened, and how much things have contributed to understanding. How much things have been into the how much knowledge and how much things have been, we can accommodate in our mind. And until we accommodate everything, how we can say we are complete? We are total. No, no man can be complete. And totality is just a concept of deviation from our own limited. This is own domain. This is very important thing that to keep in mind. Friends, the aim of the science, when we talk about it, constitutes the science on one hand as complete comprehension as possible of the connection perceptible experience in their totality. Perceptible experience in their totality, and on the other hand, the achievement of this aim by employing a minimum of primary concepts and relations. What we achieve, what we learn, what we consider, that constitutes our mind, and with this we try to apply it on the other things. So try to get them related. We have the relationship, but relationship is dependent only on the factors that how much compatible both sides become. So for the cases of the medical perceptions also, when we can see the patient, but until and unless our perceptions and the reality perceptions, related things in the patient, they don't match with each other, how it is going to be successful and to come. So arriving at the minimum, or arriving at the knowledge between the commonness between the connectivity. This is important. Conception, our concept, and the reality. That has, until they reach together, we cannot have the we cannot expect the results. Results are totally dependent. Totally dependent when what we have understood and what really it is. Many a time we go, no, I know everything. I know I have completed the thing. But what happens is we fail to get the medicine. We see the patient and that immediately the medicine comes into our mind. And at that moment, when the medicine is there in our mind, and with those concepts, we try to apply them and we fail. We say, no, medicine is wrong, medicine. We start blaming the others. So instead of blaming others, it is important we must know for us to know how we have made mistakes, where we are lacking, and what we are not able to perceive the things in the reality. This is important concept that we get in Albert Einstein concept. So totality, what we think about the totality, aggregate, some total of the whole. It may be the quality, it may be the quantity. It is a stage of an eclipse during which it is total. Suppose one thing I see in the morning and the same thing in the evening, we see the same thing. So the totality exists in the reality of the time. It is the question of the realm of the time. You see the moon. You see the moon. There are the full moon. You can say the moon is full now. You can see the moon at the other time. You say the moon is full. One totality constitutes the moon is full, and other totality constitutes moon is half, or new moon and old moon, full moon. So what is the moon and what is the full moon? They are the same thing, same phases, different phases were there. So whenever we think about the totality concept, it is a phase of an eclipse between it is total. During the week, you have interviewed a patient, he is seated before you, have asked what you like most. At that time, he liked very much the sweet tea. Yes, doctor, I like the sweet tea very much. But after a month, he comes back. He tells me, doctor, no, I don't have the liking for the sweet. But you told me you have liking for the sweet. Yes, at that time it was. But now it is not there. Whether it is changed, with the time the things changes, with the situation things changes, and with the medicines also changes come. So totality changes. It is time. So that the good entire person. Entire person. So, his physical, spiritual character. We are not only, we are not only. So, we have to see various types of spirituality. And this is, you know, who had totality can things can be understood. Things a man with the heat, a man with the very man with the health. You say I'm healthy. Yes, this is one of I am busy. Yes, we are busy. And we are getting medicine. Yes, we are getting medicine. Every time, we have to be understanding about the health. We have to be understanding about the disease. And we have to be understanding about the totality in the medicine, totality in the disease condition, and totality in the health condition. So all three conditions are different. So totality conceptions are very important for this understanding. What is for the sake of the whole person? The body, what is the body? It's only for the person. The purpose of the part is to serve the whole. One part, and it is only one thing. It is independent. No, it is there. One why to serve the other part, to help the other part. So they are a cooperative relationship between each and every part of the body. Any action that damages a part of the body or prevents it from fulfilling its purpose violates the natural order, and is morally wrong. Suppose I say, this is my hand, and I know that the person is this is mine. So it is a wrong. So the purpose of the part is to serve the whole. Why the leg is there? To help our life. Why the heart is there? To help our life. Why the stomach is there? To help our life. And why the mind is there? Yes, to help our mind. So our life. So life is having so many extensions in each and every part of the life. Your body, your mind, they are the instrument to be served, and when you think about any of the instrument, you have to think that how it is related to the main part. So it is the purpose and function of each part, organ of the body, of the life is to serve the man as a whole. The principle of double effects. Action must be morally good and neutral to itself. What is morality? It is acceptable, it is good, it is comprehensive, it is not harmful to others. That is the morality. And bad results cannot be mean for the achieving the good result. With the bad conceptions, with the bad things, nothing can be done. So motivations for carrying out the action must be solely to achieve the good result. The good result must be at least as significant as the bad. So whatever they see good, that means there is nothing is bad in there. And whenever we say that it is bad, it seems that something is not good. So the amount of the goodness is just proportional to the amount of the badness. And the amount of the badness is just proportional to the amount of the goodness. So action with both good and bad just. Whatever we say, I like it, yeah, it is good. But when other people say, no, I don't like it, it is bad. So for one person it is good, and for other person. So principle of the double effect. It is one person is affecting in one way, the other person is affecting in other way. But what is the reality? The reality that it is neither good, neither is bad. It is as it is. So understanding totality is to know the things as how they they are present in reality as they are. The concept of the principle of the totality is the part of the physical entity and part ordained to the good of the physical world. Part as it is there, it has got the meaning for the whole, not for the in one area, but for the whole. And from medical perspective, the principle of totality would mean that all the parts of the human body as part are meant to exist and function for the good of the whole body, and are thus naturally subordinate to the good of the whole body. The term totality points to the duty of the to preserve intact, keep them together, the physical component of the integrated whole. It is the physical component of the integrated as a whole. The root of the principle of totality originated through the writings of Aristotle and AQUINAS. It is not a new concept. Thinking about the man as a whole, thinking about the integrated object, it is not a new thing. It started 20 years back. It is a historical understanding that was, and lot of the debate and lot of the understanding has been generated since the time of the Aristotle and Aquinas. The idea of totality is closely related to the concept of unity. Unity does not include division, whereas there is a different intensity. Intensity may be the difference. A leg is not so much important than the heart, or the stomach. But the stomach is important because it is serving to the other. So they are interrelated. A simple unity receives its species from one element, and it is the form of the composition of the order. Composition of the order is important. Each one is provided with some of the beauty, some of the objects are there. Why the hand is there? Why the leg is there? Some objects are there. So everything is there for to fulfill giving you the purpose. So there is a very good phrase. Totum QUAM PARTE, this ESSE NECESSE. The whole, the part, and the mutual relationship. Whole, the part, and their mutual relationship. Totum QUAM PARTE PRIUS NECESSE. Aristotle concept it is. The good of the part is subordinate to the good of the whole. What is there with the part, that is there that of the whole. And the whole is a determining factor. Whole is the determining factor. And what is the whole? I, man. The man. What is there for me is important. And that is only true. That is only true. What is, if it is not serving me, if the hand is not serving me, if the leg is not serving me, if my liver is not functioning according to me, what does that mean? It means only that it is not it is bad. It is symptoms. It is disease. What is disease? Disease is nothing. It is something that is not according to me, according to I. That is only the disease. Then Aristotle explains regarding the part. A part denotes and the portion of a quantum into which it can be divided for that which is taken from a quantum co-quantum. Quantum co-quantum. Part can be understood as constituents of elements of the dividable kind apart from the quantity. Part, and as long as, suppose you take some part and keep on dividing, as long as you are able to divide it, that will constitute the part. And when it comes to an end, it cannot be divided. The whole means which includes the part and can be divided. So what we are, man, it has divided. Where it is divided? It is divided with the mind, it is divided with the spirituality, it is divided with the body. But can body or can mind or can our life exist without any one of them? No. So they are the quantum Q quantum, quantum, Q quantum. This is important Aristotle concept. Three types of end of final cause for the parts in the whole. That is the external visibility. For everything, there is external visibility. How we can see what and how it appears, what is the appearance. And then is the function. What is the operation? What is the utility? And then the structure. So things can be compared. Understanding about the things comes in the three aspects. Its function, that is the form. Then, it is appearance, that is the external visibility, and that is appearances, that we can call it the form. And then the function means what is the utility? What is the why it is? What is the purpose? Function is the purpose, and the structure, how it is functioning. So you have to combine all the things. The first is the particular activity for which individual part is oriented, and the second is the function as an operation, how it operates. There is a digestive system. Why it is there? It is like this. It extends its external visibility from mouth to the inner. Digestive system visibility is, we can, as soon as the digestive system comes to your mind, it comes that it starts with the mouth and it ends at the inner. Then what is the function? The function is to, it has got the separate operation is like that. We take the food into the mouth, it passes into the stomach, it gets digested, it gets assimilated, and after assimilation, the fecal matter starts removed from the body. And what is the structure? The structure of the digestive system is that it has got the mouth, it has got the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, ileum, large ileum, intestine, and so many parts. So, this, and until we have the perception, unify them, we cannot understand the digestive system as a whole. The final cause of all parts is the perfection of the whole that they comprise. This includes the person's overall well-being. Physical concepts of the principle of totality of the human person. The totality of human being only to the physical organic unit. What we call about ourselves is physical consciousness. That means comes from the essential nature of the mind, body, and soul. Your body, your physical concept is the mind, body, and soul. It is a substantial form of the human body, which makes a human being an integral whole. The soul is the source of all human life activities, psychic forces. The part of this soul are determined in structure and estimated in value. The totality does not depend on personal judgment. Please, it is very important. It does not depend on how I feel. It is not so much important. It's how they feel. But it is pointed out to the essence of the human being. Human persons an integral totality. Each of the members of the human body, like hand, foot, heart, eye, is an integral part destined by all. It is to be inserted in the whole organism. Outside the organism, it has not any sense of the finality. Outside the organism, it has not any sense of finality. Physicians and the surgeons are more interested in the organic nature of the human body, but the body is dependent on the spiritual soul. So, the structure of the human body is not only what we at the anatomical structure of the physiological, but it has got its extension to the spiritual soul. The total harmony is seen as the togetherness of the part, and which is the togetherness, the binding fact, associating fact, and the things with the integrating fact. It is called the substantial whole. That only called the substance. So what is soul? Soul is just a substantial whole. That is something which is complete. That only can be considered. And when we think about the soul, when we think about the vital principle, we see that we think about the body, mind, and everything in together. So that's why the totality is very important for knowing the truth. Principle of totality as the well-being of the whole person. Now, when we think in the healthy person, yeah, it subordinations of a part to the good of the whole. Subordinate good, what I feel. Yes, it is the totality of the I am healthy, I am feeling, Lord, I like to eat the sweets. And if it is like if it is the sweet taste of the sweets is good, this is the whole healthy side. Liking and its ability and its functions. So it constitutes the totality. Physical and spiritual goods of the whole person. The person is not a mere thing but a whole person. Whole broad sense of integral totality, which includes the quantitative and the qualitative part. Which include not only the quantity, we also have the quality. We don't have the number of fingers, five in one hand, but it has got the quality. Why the finger? If they are not finger having five fingers, it's not enough. We have to know how the finger is moving. Fingers are moving like this. This is important. Right of the and the principle of totality. What is the right? Human right. The human person is only the administrator, and God is the owner of the body. We are why we are here? We are just listening and obeying the order of the God. And God is the only owner of our life. The human person has the right to dispose each other organ for the well-being of the whole body. What is the human body utilizing? How they are using it? It is only to maintain the wholeness of the whole body. Disease. Now, what is disease? It's simply deviations from the well-being. Well-being. No, it is deviations from the whole. Disease is simply altered state where person do not feel good. The prophetic idea that disease is a separate thing from the living whole is an absurd idea. That could only be imagined by mind of a materialistic stand. With the materialistic part only, we can say that it is only the body. The totality stands the same meaning during the disease as the health. So it needs to include the altered aspect along with the normal aspect. When we think that the man in a disease condition, we have to think how much aspects are normal and how much aspects are not normal, and that together will constitute the whole. So for a diseased person, the totality is the healthy side as well as the disease side. We don't have to consider only the disease side, we have to consider the healthy side. That will constitute the totality. Totality concepts in medicine. Now, Aeschylus was the father of the, god of the medicine, the Greek god of medicine, and lies in the practice of establishing the diagnosis, prognosis, treatment, and prevention of disease. What is medicine? It is diagnosis, prognosis, treatment, and it is not only the pills that you are following. Medicine's totality includes it must have the diagnosis, it must have the prognosis, it must have the prevention, every aspect. Medicine has been practiced since the historic time. During most of this, it was an art. What is art? An area of skill and the knowledge. Skill, knowledge, and skills are the two facts that when combined together, that constitutes the art. So, frequently have a connection to the religious and philosophical beliefs of local culture. Completeness of the medicines need understanding of its properties. What we want to think about the totality of the medicine, the basic constituents in the medicine, and their relation with the organ. Sipia, your medicine Sipia, it constitutes phosphorus within it. It constitutes some calcium within it. So, and calcium and phosphorus both are the constituents of our life. So, Sipia can be related to become the medicines for our life. And effective symptoms of the mind. Every medicine has got the relationship that contains the structure, has got the relationship with our life, like Sidya, Calcariaca, whatever medicine they have, they exist in your life. They have to exist. They are the part of your life, and if they have the effective symptoms from the mind, effective symptoms from the body, effective symptoms related to the dynamic changes exhibited through the energy and the strength. Each element is within our life, they are there to provide us energy and strength and localization, sensation, and modality. They have got the dimension of localization, sensation, and the modality. Medical ability and clinical practice varies across the world due to the regional differences in culture and technology. Now, the medicine, everywhere you can see the regional medicine, traditional medicines. So many medicines are there. Thousands and thousands of medical systems are being practiced all over the world. And they are variations, and variations are only because we have our own belief. They carry their own tradition, they carry their own religion. This is the totality, the variation in the totality of understanding. And that's why the science of the medicine is divided into so many factors, so many types. Totality of concept, symptoms according to the Samuel Hahnemann. Dr. Samuel Hahnemann was just a changer, a man who gave a new thought into the medicine. So his totality of symptoms implies not merely the numerical average. Now he was the person who advocated that the totality is not the numerical aggregate of the symptoms. It is not only the things that we see, the count. It is not a counting thing. It is related to the synthetic comprehension of the concrete individual picture that gives you the complete picture of the patient through logical combinations of general symptoms, particular symptoms, strange symptoms, rare symptoms. Perception symptom is not now seven. He says the totality of system is only reflected here of the inter. Dr. Hahnemann says totality means what? Outwardly picture of what is it? And the soul means where the disease can be where we can get the medicine. And most outwardly reflected gives you the the dynamic the only what So it was a changes in the health of the patient cognitive. Now we coming to the point number 18. He says that totality of symptoms must be the must be the sole guidance for the choice of the remedy. So in 18th section, the totality symptoms is the only thing that will help you to know the choice of the remedy. And in 22, he says disease can be cured. How you can cure the disease? By knowing the totality of the symptoms. By knowing the totality of the symptoms, it is important for us. Totality of symptoms. In 24, he says, no other mode of applying medicine. There is nothing, there is no other mode, methods are there where you can have the selection of medicine. And the homeopathy is only mean for the totality of the system. Now, this is the final order of Dr. Hahnemann about the totality, about the homeopathy. That homeopathy principle of medicine only gives you the understanding of the totality of symptoms. And then in 25, he says, totality of symptoms is the morbidity and whole disease. So totality symptoms means something good, something bad, and they include the morbid state, and they represent the whole disease. And in 27, the curative power of medicine. Where is the curative power of medicine? It is on the similar symptoms, superior to its inextreme. What type of the symptoms? Symptoms, they are similar and have got some higher strength than that of the disease. And how they are most surely, radically and rapidly and permanently annihilate and remove the disease. So what they do, when you have the similar medicines, when you have the superior medicines, they will surely, they will radically, they will rapidly and permanently annihilate it and remove. So capable of producing a most compatible complete manner the totality of symptoms, which at the same time are stronger than the disease. Now in 70, totality is nothing but the essence of the medicine. Now he says, we have to when we have to see the totality, what we see in the patient, we have to see in the medicine. So to select the similar remedy and to provide facilitate the purpose is to select the similar remedy and to provide a cure. So, the totality of symptoms now according to the Bonnie. Bonnie was the true follower of Dr. Hahnemann. We say that he just applied part of Dr. Hahnemann. Dr. Bonnie was the applicable part or practicalization of the Dr. Hahnemann part. So, idea of clinical complete symptoms was there. Partly by analogy. How we can make the comparison? Now he's giving the process by analogy, similarity, partly by observation of curative effect. What we have observed, and partly by comparing it to that. Many of the modalities of the case were general in their relations, and totality of symptoms lies in the grand generalization. We say that the totality of symptoms lies in the grand generalization. Then he says, totality of symptoms is the disease. What is disease? We say cholera, we say cancer. No, we say the totality of the symptoms, that is the name of the disease. A man, the ego is to his organism, and it is which it gives the individuality and the personality. So, consider the mind, body, and the spirit to be considered as to know the symptoms of the disease. So, totality of the concept, he said he has got given you the 7 hexameters. 7 hexameters. The person is problem, his seat of the disease, his concomitant of the disease, and his causation of the disease, and modality of the disease, and the time factor. General modality and the time model. So a man exists with the problem, and problem is there at some place, and problem has got some associated problem, and that problem has got a definitive cause. Cause means it is affected by the external factor, and we have the survival. The man is health. It is not dead only because of the modality. We say we are not dead. That means we have, when we say that the modality is there, When we see the changes, here that the man is alive, not dead. If there is no mortality at all, the man is dead. So time factor, and this exists is the time factor, particular time. Now Dr. Kane, he says all visible and represents the disease in the natural world to the eye, the touch and external understanding of the man. So characters must be individualized, case as well as the drug. So characteristic image is important, and characteristic which gives you the impression, So he talked about the characterized image of the person and expression of the whole person who is sick. And who is sick? The sick is man has got some characteristic value. Some things are general, some things are particular, and some things are particular which are very distinct. And there are the pathological changes also. So all they constitute the totality. So this is the realistic approach towards the Kantian, that is called the Kantian totality, is called the realistic approach towards the totality. And consists of body, mind, and spirit, and he is known to us by his total behavior. Now, according to the Stuart clause, he says logically convenient. Logically convenient. So many symptoms we can, some more than 300 symptoms we can, but give a story, give a about that the logic can combine into a harmonious and consistent whole. Individuality, technically it is there, coherency is there, and individuality is there. It is important. And some of aggregate the idea or plan which unites them in a specific its characteristics. Or therapeutic idea of coordinations of symptoms in pathological is the diagnostic idea. Principle of the remedy which gives its individuality is the essential picture of the remedy that you have to trust in the medicine, in the patient. The picture persons are filed in such a way that it gives you the individual. This is called therefore a work of art from the crude material that is command, which are derived from proving of examples of. So now what is rare? How it is basically. What imprint is there of a man in our mind? How we remember something in that. And we cannot recognize a man if until and unless it gets embedded into the. Suppose you have time, and after meeting him at say 30 years, 40 years, again the same thing will be recalled, and that called the real, which gives you the exact on your mind and the conformity. Then he talked about, he also talked about the alternate and contradictory. There are many things which are contradictory. That will make you remember. There are many that makes you remember. The things by which you can remember a person. Things by which you can remember a person. Alternating with the get the character of the diagram, full character is alternative. So that's a fact that makes you the peculiarity. Now, is the only side to don't want the practice. This is that the man, that the no respecting needs to help you. If the importance of 7 points that was after one. You see, Boger was a great follower of Dr. Bonnie. Let the patient to tell his own story. Let the patient to tell his own story. Amplify the questionnaire in such a way that causes and force of the sickness and modifiers of the sickness can be eliminated. So, in India, Dr. J.M. Kanjilal has spoken a very nice word. Totality of symptoms does not mean a conglomeration of all the symptoms of the patient or the drug. It really means the combination of certain group of symptoms in definite setting with a definite background and certain individualizing characters set appropriately of the symptoms complex so that can point to the drug having the similar peculiar symptoms. So this is very important. This is very important to the summary of the entire homeopathic philosophy that is within the Dr. Kanjilal's view. Now, there are some errors. What are the errors? Too much emphasis upon the single symptom or prescribing on a single symptom. This is the greatest error that we. This is very important for this case. Why it is like that? Until you have given the reason for that. And when it does this, I can prescribe only on one symptom. So these are attempt to fit the remedy into the mass of sickness. Now, this is one of the basic things that we take one symptom and we try to insert into the patient. So this is very important. And the pathological prescriptions are one of the greatest errors in because what is pathological prescription? It gives you only the precipitated idea. It don't give you the meaning of its structure, and it don't give you the meaning in the end product. Now let us have the practical approach. Quantity versus quality. Which one you are going to take? Yes, both. I say both. Collect as many symptoms as possible. Because after the quantity, you cannot get the quality. So, case taking should be to quantify the symptoms. Quantification of the symptoms is the case taking. And analysis is the qualifying the symptoms. Among so many symptoms, these symptoms are qualified. So, quantitative symptoms and qualitative symptoms. When you have both, then only you can constitute the totality. So, although understanding, it depends on, only when you have the data, you can select. When you have the data, then only you can select, you get the information. If you don't have the data, you cannot get the information. So, when you think about the people used to say, no quantity, they say, yes, quantity first and then quality. Quantity and then quality is important. Then totality of symptoms, practical approach. Just see an elephant. Now, what is elephant? Just see the picture. Beautiful demonstration by 7 blind men and the elephant. Everyone is right. No, yes, everyone is right, but everyone is wrong. Why? Because they are not considering elephant is the whole. Then ascertaining the totality of the symptoms. How you can assert? Much history of the patient. You must have to take the complete history of the patient. So particular present complaints with the history, past complaints with the history, family history, personal history, and life history. All together, so that totality of the symptoms quantifying. This is I say quantifying through the case taking. Then comes the similism with mental general to the physical general. When similism comes from mental general and the physical, when body exhibits the same nature of the symptom, changeable nature of the pulsate law, and changeable stool of the pulsate law, that constitutes the totality. The same. It is changeable at the physical plane and changeable at the mental plane. So this type of the symptoms are very important for selecting the symptoms for the totality. Then comes there are the two sets of the symptoms. symptoms which are very similar in nature, they are the general symptoms. And there are the symptoms which are just opposite to the similar. They are called the characteristic behavior. So what a person has got, it is not only the general symptoms, they have got the particular characteristic symptoms also. So we have for the totality is constituted on the basis of characteristics particular as well as the general symptoms. Then totality of symptoms is looking for rare behavior in the patient. See, can you see this line to be climbing on the climbing on the tree? I have never thought of, but here I can say, yeah, this line is like that. It can climb. I can see that this can live like that. So we have to find out what is the rare behavior in that patient. How they are. The patient is sitting before you, biting the nail. Patient is sitting before you and trying to touch everything. All those are the behavior that you have to find out the totality. Then totality of the symptoms. Where it is? Can you see what in this picture? What is there? Someone can guess. Yes, it may be the teeth. It may be a thing. So which is buried inside the water. Looking inside the invisible area, that is important. You have to develop an IQ to have the see what is there inside. And totality of what we see, it is only the tips of the iceberg, and big amount of the chunk is inserted inside the water. So totality, the wholeness of this totality comes from the what we see with outside and what is inside. So looking for the negative general, there are so many things of everything is going in one direction, but one thing is going in opposite direction. So this is also draw the attention. Totality of something which is drawing your attention. Then isolating from the mass. How you can find it out the person. Those factors, those things which can bring you, identify or isolate you from the big group. So these are the aspects which can help you in deciding the totality. So looking for the wider spectrum, you have to see like this from the sky, from the up over the sky, you can see the wideness of the earth. Whole of the earth is visible when we are up in the sky. From the aeroplane, when you look downward, what you see, that type of the observation brings you the wider spectrum of the case. So we have to debate it, not in a very narrow-minded. We have to be wider spectrum to be wide and unusual surroundings. There are a cup of tea with the pencil and the mobile. This is unusual surroundings. The unusual surroundings are very important. What is this? Why it is like this? And then unusual presentation. Everyone have their own way of standing, sitting, or talking. So unusual presentations are very important for us. Now the status of the mind, rigidity, performing strange movement, staying in uncomfortable positions without sitting, and erotic and extreme movement. So many movements out here, the status of the mind we can observe when the patient is seated before. So you have to be aware about the background of the family. Family is not only 3 or 4, the size, and it is variable. The structure, it is variable. There are common disease, there are cultural aspects in the family, and family gives you the environment and social reputations also is very important. What is the reputations of this family? They give you the understanding of that, contribute to the development. So we have to look into the turning ever since disappointment of love, after getting anger, after having loss of the money. So they are the turning points in the life. They are the changing points. They are the crossroads from where you have not found the right path, and you got into the opposite path or the path which has deviated and led you towards the disease. The turning point is very important for the unit. So integrated and synthesis of the life. So what is totality? It is the integrated and synthesis of life. Health, life, and the disease. Health, life, and the disease. This is very important. So unifying the past, present, and future. We have the past, we have the present, and we have the future. So every man exists in the past. He has existed in the past. He is existing in the future, and how he will be existing in the future. So this is the progress, and that constitutes the totality. So do not dwell in the past. As Lord Buddha has told you, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Concentrate the mind on the present moment, and you will get the reality. So totality is just living into the mindfulness way of the Buddha. With the Buddha mind, you can find out the totality. With the Buddha mind of observation, living with the present. So when you live in the present, you can know the past, can know the future, and you can become the Lord Buddha. Buddha is not the name only; it is only the mind. When your mind is activated, you will be known as a Buddha. So with this understanding, I hope I may be able to have been able to tell you something about the totality, something that might have changed your understanding about the totality. So I hope you may have any questions, and you may have. My purpose is to raise questions within your mind, arouse questions within your mind, and if the questions are there, if you want to get it answered from me, you can call me, you can write me, and I will be ready to help you all the time. So with this, I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to listen to this. So with this, I come to the close of this session, and I hope we may be able to meet more things in future also. So thank you very much.